So, I voted yesterday. Let me get to the studio here. Hold on. The studio. Oh my goodness. So, here's the proof right here. So this is, I don't know if this is just like a one-time thing they're going to give this out, but it is for the 250th anniversary. No, I don't know if anniversary is the right word, but the 250th celebration of the United States, the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Um, Sorry, I thought there was a bug on the wall. Let me move the position of the camera. This feels weird. Okay, wow, that's a heck of a. Did this change? Like, there we go. That feels better. So anyway, I voted, and the reason I vote, I still don't fully trust our election system. Until they get rid of electronic tabulators for the ballots, I will not trust them. Until they allow people to audit the paper ballots, I will not trust our election in Maryland. But that's my stomach, if you heard that. But if you don't vote, in my opinion, you lose the right to complain about politics. Now, I say that tongue in cheek, but realistically, I thought about, you know what, I'm not going to vote at all this time. I'm not going to vote at all. But honestly, like especially in Baltimore County where all these open seats are, and so county executive, I think there's at least five. I want to say five open county council seats. All these, um, all these open seats is very rare, very very rare. So what happens this November and what happens on the 23rd will affect Baltimore County drastically for the next 4 years. So if you don't get out there and vote, I mean, look, unless you're planning on doing something drastic, which I highly recommend not doing because unfortunately they do have the technology, they do have the tools. And there's not enough people. This was proving back in 2020. There's not enough people willing to stand up and do one of these 1776s. You know, it is what it is. And by the way, we have AI now that can identify exactly what I'm talking about and make sure that this kind of opinion does not get out there to more people. It is what it is. Hey, I'm going to keep writing my books. I'm going to keep putting them out. I'm going to keep putting things on websites. You know, take it or leave it. Bottom line is, I don't want somebody like 50 years, 100 years from now thinking that there was no opposition to what was going on. I don't know. Maybe they're out there, but I don't know of any other Maryland authors who are calling out some of the illogical policy decisions. There are a lot of good policies. There are a lot of good laws. There are a lot of good regulations. Don't get me wrong. Not everything's bad. I'm not one of these crazy, completely anti-authority, anti-government type of people. But there's some that just don't make any logical sense. And you don't even have to debate me on this anymore. You can run that logic and you can run that, what are the unintended consequences of X, Y, and Z policies? What could happen? What has happened in the past when people put these rules in place? You know, um, but like I said, if you don't trust me, trust that supercomputer. If you don't trust the supercomputer, let's have a town hall about it. And that's the main thing for me is that the person that I want in office representing me at the local level is actually going to update me on like what the heck they're doing in Towson because I shouldn't have to go onto the government website and look through the bills, read through the bills, and then if I don't understand what the bills mean, run that through an AI, because a lot of times it's very cryptic what they put in these bills. It references other laws, and then it's not always easy to pull up those other laws. So AI assistance with figuring out what the heck these bills do makes sense. So I want my representative for for the area I live in Baltimore County, I want them to tell me. It doesn't even have to be once a week. Every 2 weeks will suffice. But once a week would be great, especially if there's something big happening. But I haven't seen that. I don't know of that many politicians who have that level of care, that level of transparency. I mean, one of the toughest things for the county council is the budget. That in fact, that might actually be the toughest thing they do all year long. Um, so I understand, like, maybe around that time period, not really hearing from them because they're literally bogged down in paperwork. But for the rest of the year, you know, explain, hey, what is this bill about? You know, that's who I want in office. Who do I trust for that job? I'm keeping that a secret for now anyway. But if you've seen previous videos, you might know who I'm talking about. But man, very, very carefully vote. Do not. Somebody's called me, so I'm going to end this video. Thank you.